The rise of the 30-character query. The average Google search query grew by 8% this year, reaching an all-time high of 34 characters. This is not a random drift in user behavior, but a direct response to how the April 2026 core update reconfigures the reward for natural language. Users have realized that short keyword strings like best laptop are now being outcompeted by complex conversational prompts that trigger the synthesis engine. This shift from fragments to full sentences represents a fundamental change in how we interact with information retrieval systems. And the underlying mechanism for this behavior shift lies in the death of traditional keyword matching. From keyword matching to vector space, Google has largely moved away from BM25 keyword relevance in favor of dense vector retrieval. In this architecture, queries are mapped into a high-dimensional vector space, where the distance between the query and the document is determined by semantic intent rather than character overlap. When a user provides 30 characters of context, the engine can build a far more precise intent vector. This allows the transformer models to perform multi-hop reasoning where it pulls from 3 or 4 disparate sources to construct an AI overview. The goal is no longer to find a matching document, but to synthesize a unique answer from the latent space of the index. This precision is precisely why the long tail is becoming the standard for high-quality results. The 8-word threshold. Internal benchmarks from the first quarter of 2026 show that queries containing 8 words or more are 7 times more likely to trigger an AI overview. For developers and builders, this creates a massive divergence in traffic patterns. Informational queries are now 99% dominated by these summaries, while transactional intent remains a safer zone for traditional links. Data from recent studies suggests that being cited as a source in a 30-character summary provides a modest 3% boost in click-through rate, while traditional positions 3 through 5 have seen a 60% collapse in visibility. We are seeing a winner-take-all environment where the AI choice is the only choice that matters. This shift is turning the web into a massive training set for retrieval-augmented generation. The death of destination search. We are witnessing the end of the destination web, where search was a portal to another site. Modern search is now a closed-loop ecosystem where the 30-character query acts as a prompt for a hosted agent. Google's April update specifically targets what they call human-first content, but the irony is that this content is increasingly used as context for the machine rather than as a destination for the reader. If your site is not optimized for semantic density and structural clarity, it effectively disappears from the generative results. This marks a transition from a web of links to a web of contextual anchors. The Real Implication. The surge in query length signals the transition from search engines to agentic interfaces, where the primary goal is not discovery, but outcome. By leveraging dense vector retrieval and the specific ranking weights of the April update, Google has successfully trained users to treat the search box as a command line for RAG systems rather than a directory of websites. For builders and operators, this means the traditional SEO funnel is dead and has been replaced by a model where visibility is defined by your content's utility as a context window for an LLM. Success now depends on being source-worthy for the synthesis engine rather than ranking for a specific term. We are moving toward a reality where the search engine acts as a personal researcher that abstracts away the underlying websites entirely. Watch the rollout of agentic search features in the third quarter of 2026 as the final step in this transformation. Subscribe for more